Thanks for tuning in to Bourbon Drop. I'm your host Myron. Today we've got Smoke Wagon, Uncut, Unfiltered, Small Batch 100, and then we've got the Small Batch Straight. Let's get into it because when I was in Vegas, this one right here, boy, just didn't do so well.
Bottom drop, bottom drop, bottom drop.
Smoke Wagon, Uncut, Unfiltered. These are some beautiful bottles. I cannot say enough about the bottle design. It's ridiculous, man. It's got like these embossed leaves, like this vine with all of these flowers. And then you've got the two Cult 45s crossing each other. I will say that these are some of the coolest bottles that I've probably ever seen on a bourbon. These things are straight out of Nevada. They distill, age, and bottle their own products. Look, Smoke Wagon has gotten so much play on the internet when it comes to these YouTube whiskey channels. I couldn't wait to get my hands on a bottle, but I go out to Vegas with the wife. We go on a short vacation, and what do I get? I get this. This right here was $25 an ounce. I told him, give me a double neat. I was so excited to get Smoke Wagon. This right here was about $50 an ounce. So I decided to go with the Small Batch Straight. Felt cheated right away. I mean, you're already cheated when you're in Vegas, but I felt cheated right away. So I came back home and I was talking to some friends. One of my friends found a website that had the Uncut Unfiltered. So I was like, well, look, I've heard so many good things about the Uncut Unfiltered. I better give it a second chance. Let me go ahead, get some in the glass, get some nosy notes and some tasting notes for you guys. But I wanted to give the HC Distilling Company a second chance. Sometimes your straight bourbon is not always your best product. It is the stuff that you put out there for guys who like your product, but they don't always want to spend the amount of money that they have to get your best product. So you put these products out to keep you rolling while you get your other clients to come in and get these products. Let's get into the nose. Nice nose, a little spicy, light cherry, light grape, almost that Buffalo Trace grape. It's sweet. It's sweet. It's like a light table sugar, like a white sugar. It's not. I don't get any of those thick, rich, dark brown sugars. Yeah, the palate is where it really shines. Those date notes, light tea notes, some honey. That cherry does transfer just slightly. It's rich, buttery. This thing is good. The Uncut Unfiltered is good. It's, wow, man. It's got this really sweet, buttery, salty, like I've said it in videos before, it's like this salted caramel. And then it has like this date note that's going on, a little bit of raisins across the back. You do get the barrel char. Just like a touch of leather. It's not full on leather like some bourbons I've had before. The nose on this thing is good. Let's go back into it. Yeah, you do get some ethanol, but it's hidden. It's in there. You can tell that it's in there, but it's hidden. It's hidden behind a nice lemon note. Some of that cherry has went away, but those raisins and dates, they are still there. Yeah, I don't get any of the vanilla. None at all. But let's go back into the palate one more time. I'll see if I can pull out some more notes. That's really good. Dates, raisins, a butteriness, a sweet salted caramel. The palate on this thing, wow. The Uncut Unfiltered is just, it's phenomenal. It's a really good bourbon. I'm gonna go into the breakdown on this one right now. There's not a chase for Smoke Wagon. I do know guys who want it. If we hear that there's gonna be a drop in the store, we'll run to that drop and we might run to another store. But I am not gonna sit there and, like I said, be in line overnight. So is there a chase? There is a little bit of a chase for Small Wagon. I will say there is a slight chase for Small Wagon. Would I pay over retail? I would not pay over retail. It is good. It is really good. But if it came to my market and let's say they were charging 75, 80 bucks, would I buy it? No. I do think that it is good at the price that it's at, but I don't think it is a $75, $80 bottle of bourbon. Would I give it to a new bourbon drinker? This one right here, it's a bit proofy, 57.54. So if you do the math, I'm gonna have to cut this one. I'm sorry I had to cut that, man. I'm not that good with numbers when it comes to being that quick. 115.08 proof. So it is a bit proofy. I would not give that to a new bourbon drinker. It really didn't burn my face off, kick me in the mouth, punch me in the nose really hard. No, I did feel it a little bit, but it was not super bad. But I wouldn't give that to a new bourbon drinker. I think it would turn a new bourbon drinker off. Will I always keep a bottle of this on the bar? Yes. I do like this Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered enough to keep it on the bar. Not because I'm always going out and buying bottles, and I've said this before, but because I am babysitting it. I think that it is good enough that I can babysit it, and when I have an experienced bourbon drinker over and they've never had the Uncut Unfiltered batch 126, I can give it to them and they'll be very satisfied. So, with that being said, let's get into the Smoke Wagon Small Batch 100. Look, I really like this product, I do. And I want to give you some nose and notes and tasting notes before I deep dive into it. Now, let's get into the nose. I'm getting a very light lemon, very light cherry. I know that it's not charcoal filtered, so I don't know why I'm getting some of those sunflower seed notes that I get out of some of the charcoal filtered products. There's a nice pepper. And like I said, that lemon just shines through. Let's go into the palate and see if I can pick anything else out. It's thinner. It's still got all of the notes of the Uncut Unfiltered, but just turned down. That's all it is. I don't get much of the cherry note anymore. This is more grape. So I get a lot of the grape note. I get some of that char. I still get that salted caramel, that butteriness. It's just thinner on the palate. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is Uncut Unfiltered turned down. So the Uncut Unfiltered, like I said, it comes in at 115.08 proof. This is 100 proof. So this has been proofed down some. It does not hit the same way as the Uncut Unfiltered. It comes in with most of the same notes, lacking the cherry, but proofed down some. Let's get into the breakdown. There's really not a chase for Smoke Wagon, so I'm really not going to get into the chase. I will go from a store to another store if I heard that store may have had a good chance of getting it, but I'm not going to chase it down. I'm not going to stand in line all night. What I pay over retail. This one I got at a Virginia ABC store. I would not pay over retail. If it came to my market, I wouldn't pay over retail for it. It is good, but I think they will probably charge retail to get it out the door. It is a beautiful bottle. It has good juice in the bottle. I think people will really enjoy it. Will I give it to a new bourbon drinker? I've said this before. At 100 proof, it doesn't have a bunch of pepper that's going to turn a new bourbon drinker off. I think that a new bourbon drinker will find it enjoyable, and I would not hesitate to give it to a new bourbon drinker. Will it always be in a bar? If it was in my market, it would always be on a bar. It is a decent price. It is a 100 proof product. And once again, I said I wasn't going to chase bottles because of the bottle design, but it is a beautiful bottle design. And I think I could share this with new bourbon drinkers and experienced bourbon drinkers who've never had it before. We can go over the notes, we can go over the tasting notes, we can go over the nosing notes, and we can have a good time. So with that being said, let the whiskey flow. Never run out unless you're headed to a drop. Till next time.